Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV. We hope you're having a fantastic public holiday and getting some well-deserved rest. Yes, another round of club rugby is out of the way. I think we are now complete with round 4 and the club rugby fever continues to roll on. My usual panel this evening, and we're welcoming back Jerome Barwater. Hello Jerome.
Hello JP.
Nice to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back, eh? Mr. H seems to be the only guy that really missed me here.
Yeah, I know. I would agree with that. He probably is the only guy that missed you, yeah. Morgan Newman, we missed you.
How's it, James? Yeah, I can't say I missed Jerome, but yeah, good to be back in the show.
Mr. H, did you miss Jerome?
Yeah, I heard that the level of debate went quite low down while he was not here. So I'm glad he's back, you know.
No, I think the level of debate has been absolutely fantastic on the show. We've had a fairly good couple of episodes. Jerome, I think maybe you should also be thinking about retirement soon because. All right, folks, let's get straight into it. It's another crazy week of club rugby, but definitely been quite a lot of excitement. Let's start off straight away with the results in Super League A. Hamilton's 39-11 over SK Women's. Helderberg, going down to Vic's 47-26. It was a win for Belhar over Belleville, 14-11. UCT, good solid win for them, 38-3 over Tygerberg. And Marty's, a close call there, 35-31 over Durban. Let's start at the beginning. Morgs, Hamilton's, SK Warmers, quite a thrashing Hammy's handed out there.
Yeah, James, I think the result, obviously, is quite flattering towards the Hamilton side. But I mean, for 60 minutes, I think SK Warmers were pretty much in the game. So yeah, it was a good result. I mean, we didn't expect for the game to get that open in the last sort of 20 minutes. But yeah, very happy with the result. I'm leading into Durban this coming weekend.
Helderberg going down to Vic's, home game for Helderberg. Mr. H, we were en route there when we saw quite a crowd in the Strand area.
Yeah.
Vic's just too strong for Helderberg.
Yeah, I think, it probably was on the cards.
Yeah.
But I think Vic's, they saw right at the beginning that they were in trouble and they sort of pulled themselves together. And I think a few other clubs will also, feel the wrath of the whole Marty's thing.
Jerome, let's just go back a step here. You were at the SK game.
Yeah.
What's going on with SK? The wheels seem to be coming off.
Yeah, as Morgan said, and I think I can talk a bit for Morgan himself so that he doesn't talk. I believe that Mr. H also said he talked about himself a lot last week. So I can talk about him today. And I think he had a pretty good performance on Saturday, JP. But as you say, I think the score isn't like really a true reflection of the game because SK were in the game. And I think just from the coaching side, I think they made a few subs that I don't understand. They took their best line-out jumper off and they couldn't win a ball after the last 25 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So I think that hurt him a bit. But Hamilton's came out and they played. It was actually a good game. It's just like at the end, the last 20 minutes, things started to change.
UCT, a big win for them over Tygerberg, 38-3. Looks like UCT starting to get back into their rhythm, back at the top of the log. And Tygerberg really not kind of the club of old.
Yeah, it seems like Simi is doing something there now because I see Kevin Foot has left them.
Yeah.
So Simi is taking over, and I think it's a great result for them at Tygerberg. I think it's the first time that UCT go there in sort of an easy ride at Tygerberg. So yeah, I think Tygerberg must have a look at themselves and they have to step up.
One of the things that came out I saw on social media was that a few people reckoned that in the Marty's game, they sort of snatched it away in the dying seconds there against Durban.
Yeah, look, I think they scored a sort of runaway try in the last 5 minutes of the game to win, Japes. But I think it's ironic because last year in both fixtures, Stellenbosch were on the receiving end of losing in the dying minutes. So I think they must be smiling to have gotten one back over the old enemy.
They've still got a bit of work to do though, Marty's, to get back to the top of the log.
Yeah, look, they've still got a bit of work to do. They one game less than everybody else, so they'll always be, sort of mid-table come the beginning of the league, and then as they're starting to catch up with fixtures, I think they pick up their results. So
yeah. Let's take a look at the results now in Super League B, and then you see NNK. Well, it was a loss for them, 34-27 against UWC, and Primrose, a solid win for them over Hands and Hearts. UWC, clearly this is the game they've been waiting for. They're taking on NNK. Mr. H, if we look at that game there, NNK have been strong, but UWC getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and they're starting to prove why they deserve to be a Super League B club.
Yeah, no, and it's quite interesting to see, that since the Varsity Shield, they've actually, I think they've improved even more.
Yeah.
And it's good for the rugby in that section, and I think there will be a few tight games there coming soon.
The other strong game was for Primrose, beating Hands and Hearts. I mean, Hands and Hearts have had a pretty good season. 45-19 win for Primrose. And Primrose are sort of dominating in the league there.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've got a good side. We saw them against Villages, and they have good runners. They've got a strong pack. So
now, the interesting thing is going to be this weekend when we watch UWC up against Hands and Hearts. And it's a home game for Hands and Hearts. Folks, incidentally, that is where we are going this weekend. You want to come and join us? UWC take on Hands and Hearts at home. So that's our pick of the week. So come and join us, home game at Hands and Hearts. And of course, as we know, the fans are going to be out in the droves at Hands and Hearts. Always a big occasion. Jerome, Hands and Hearts, UWC. I mean, you know UWC quite well. Surely this is going to be for them, I wouldn't say an easy game, but it's going to be, they're sort of going to be able to maybe test their skills a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it will come down to defense because Hands and Hearts and UWC played a similar type of rugby, running rugby. So I think on the day the team that defense are the best will come out as the winner because both of them run. And I was surprised to see the score of Primrose and Hands and Hearts this weekend because 2 weeks ago I went to watch Fallsby in Hands and Hearts. And Hands and Hearts were leading at halftime against Fallsby. So I was surprised to see that they, Fallsby is one of the strongest sides in the league so far. Yeah. So I was surprised to see that. So but I think it's going to be a good game, Hands and Hearts and thing. JP, just want to come back to the Super A games. I haven't been to the game, but I've watched the game on tape, the Bellville Belhar game.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good game. Low score, great defense from both sides. Yeah. And it went to the last minute of the game where Maxwell Stoffels didn't kick the ball out and Belhar attacked and they scored the game right in the last minute.
But didn't we have the same problem last year? We had this very same discussion about kicking the ball out.
He actually ran. He wants to.
Because the wind was strong on the day last year. Yeah. They kicked for touch or something in the dying minutes, and the wing or something.
And they attacked and scored. Same thing. But what happened this year? He was closer to the left-hand touch, and he decided to kick to the far side, and he didn't kick it out because even if they won the ball there. They could have stopped them because it's dangerous.
But when will these clubs learn if it's 30 seconds to go or a minute to go, just keep the ball, pick and drive? I mean, but the irony is that we even see the professional teams doing it. I can't believe even some of the professional teams are doing the same thing. If you kick the ball away, you're saying, thanks, I don't want the ball. Yeah, you have a go. Have a go.
You're going to defend for 10 minutes.
I've got the ball, but no, I don't want the ball anymore. I'm going to just kick it away to you. Yeah. Really, the stupidity of it. I don't actually get it. Keep the ball. Try and get your forwards to fall back so that you can maybe hang on to the ball. Anyway, this whole idea of percentage rugby is not for club rugby.
And there, JP, I must compliment Bellville and Belhar. I think there was close to 5,000 people at that game. And it was packed, and it's good for club rugby.
Can I just ask that maybe next week you actually wear your Bellville jersey, because now you've been talking about Bellville now for about 5 minutes.
If Morgan talk about Hamilton, it's nothing.
Okay, so Morgan, next week you wear your Hamilton's jersey, Jerome's going to wear his Bellville jersey, and Mr. H is going to wear his City's jersey.
I just had to come back, JP, because you were talking about everybody in the thing, and I think on the day with the crowd in the game that they play, was actually one of the better games in the weekend.
Yeah, no, okay, well, and would you like to come back again one more time? Okay, can we put the Bellville Belhar thing to rest now? Okay, Belleville-Ballard, a fantastic game. They had 5,000 people there. They unfortunately kicked the... Is that the summary?
If it's all right with you, JP.
No, but feel free to go in.
Can I?
All right, then. Let's quickly look at the results in Premier League A and Premier League B. Rangers beating Macassar 32 points to 5. Eersterrivier 20-all draw with the Strand. Manenberg Rangers losing to Milnerton 19-16. While in Division 1, we see a win for Violets 12-11 over Hamadias. Caledonian Roses 41-10 over Watsonia. Strand Pioneers 42-14 over Perseverance. Peninsula beating Klutisville 33-17. And in Division 4, well, it was a win for Police 12 points to 10. Mr. H, some other interesting games over the weekend and some interesting stats in terms of the amount of games played and so on.
Yeah, no, look, we're at the end of the first month of rugby actually. So
Yeah.
we played about 600 games.
Yeah.
And I've just checked up, that out of all those games, 600 games is a lot of games that we've played and a lot of players that would be involved in a thing like that. And we've had 15 red cards.
15 red cards out of
which is
600 games.
0.05 of the players that took part in the matches.
Yeah.
And 36 yellow cards. Not serious offences or so, but if we can keep that down,
Yeah.
and keep it so that we don't get into the 1% even.
Yeah.
So discipline is a big thing.
So the
clubs
interesting
must work
statistics
on.
there that we've got is it was 600 players, 600 games, and only
That gives you about 26,000 players.
Yeah. 26,000 players that have played and only 15 red cards.
Yeah.
So that is excellent. Right, folks. Of course, the game that we were at over the weekend was Strand Pioneers up against Perseverance. It was a home game for Strand Pioneers. They had a fantastic turnout there, and of course, it was all turned out nicely for the crowd. A good set of entertainment rolled on the day. Let's catch up with some of the highlights from the match between the Strand Pioneers and Perseverance. Great match there, Strand Pioneers up against Perseverance, and well done to Tariq out there doing such a fantastic job to get the crowd out there. Mr. H, nice game.
Yes, I must really commend Strand Pioneers for the atmosphere that they created.
Yeah.
The tables around the field, umbrellas, kusistas and samosas. That's very important these days, along the field. And the one thing that I also want to say is that there was a serious injury on the field. Mustafa Hendricks of Perseverance was carried off. And what I noticed was the seriousness that which they treated him, and they did exactly the correct thing. That player is in hospital. He will be out of action for 8 weeks. He cracked the vertebrae.
Really?
But they did the right thing. The first aiders did the exact right things. So they actually, they prevented any further serious injuries. And this shows again how important it is to have the correct and qualified first aid people along the way. And we wish that Mustafa will recover quickly.
Yeah, no, absolutely important. Of course, no game in Western Province is allowed to go on without first aid.
Yeah.
We caught up with the losing captain and coach of Perseverance. Unfortunately, didn't go their way on the day. Let's see what they had to say. Fuad, Iso, and Munib Stierma. Unfortunately, for every team, there has to be a downside, and today the downside was for Perseverance. It's been a fantastic day here at Strand Pioneers on the home ground. The captain of Perseverance, Fuad, Iso. Fuad, tough day at the office.
Yeah, it was a hard game. Thanks to the guys, but I give them all. But unfortunately, we didn't come to the party. Our fitness let us down, and the other team was better performing than us.
So what will you guys be concentrating on for next week?
Now we must go back to the drawing board on Monday, and then we will see from there.
Any strong points or weak points you'd highlight today?
Too much penalties we stand off. Unfortunately, the guys went in there every time, then the ref penalized us, but we have to work on it.
Well, it sounds to me like you know the rules of the game better than I do. Thanks,
you.
Fuad.
Okay, thank you.
Munib, a long way to travel. Strand Pioneers, they brought it today.
Yeah, they came to the party quite well prepared, and I must say to these guys, well done, guys. With this performance of today, we'll see you in the division above next year because they ran us off our feet.
Fuad was saying now it's a little bit of back to the drawing board for you guys. What will you be concentrating on next week?
Definitely. Our fitness is not what it should be at this point in time of the season. So we'll have to go back to the field, work hard on our fitness, our handling, and our interpretation of the rules. That was a bit unjust done by the guys. Because I'm not blaming the ref, but to us, the refs that's on our field at practice has a totally different perception what they're giving us on the field on the practice night.
Okay, well, we wish you guys the best of luck for the rest of the season, and I'm sure that if you're working out those rules and getting all the boys to practice, you can only keep the chin up.
That's right, JP, that's right. And good luck to these guys once again.
Thanks, Munib.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it is one of those scenarios that unfortunately it doesn't always go your way. We did manage to catch up with a team whose way it did go, and that was, of course, the winning captain and coach of Strand Pioneers. Let's see what they have to say. Isa, captain of Strand Pioneers, good win for you guys today. A lot of points on the board.
Yeah, a lot of hard work went into the game before the match, so we're just glad we can put it out there on the field.
Now, if you had to isolate a couple of strong points there for you guys, weak points?
Yeah, anybody who watches the game can tell that we try to give our backline good front foot ball so they can put the points on the board, and we take it from there.
Now, how do you guys see performing through the rest of the season?
It's basically more of the same. You have to put in the hard yards to get the result, so there's no slacking down. Just have to move forward.
Any clubs out there you think are going to be your big challenges this year?
At the moment, we're looking at Imkai because they were also 3 from 3 before this game, so we'll have to see what they did today.
So you guys are keeping an eye on the opposition out there?
Yeah, we have to. And hopefully they're keeping an eye on us.
I'm sure they are. Well, listen, it's been a fantastic day here, and congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. Right, folks, I'm with the coach of Strand Pioneers. It's been a successful day for them at the home ground here at Abattoir. Great game today.
Yeah, the hard work. This is all the hard work that pays off. Last year we had a dismal season with planning, with careful planning. This is the result. And we knew by Perseverance coming out, they had only 2 chances, Null and Slim, and we saw it out Slim this morning, so they had no chances this afternoon.
A very confident, and we've got young Tahir here. Is he an up-and-coming rugby player in the future?
This guy's a fly-off. He's a kicker.
Now, if you just look at some of the strong points of your players, any thing you'd identify specifically?
Obviously our lineouts, we worked well. Our draws from the lineouts, that worked well for us. But there's always room for improvement in rugby, so we need to work hard, guys, if you want to win the league.
You've managed to bring in a couple of players from a couple of the other teams. Have they contributed?
Yeah, tremendous contribution by by everyone. And as a unit, we will be strong. We will be a force to be reckoned with this season.
And do you agree that Imikawi is maybe your big challenge this year?
Yeah, we are monitoring them. They're very calm. We are monitoring them and seeing this game. We send a few guys out to watch their game, so we are watching them.
Right, folks. If you're looking for a spy career, then this is the place to come. Thanks for having us and congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks to everybody that came. Thanks to everybody that supported us. Well done.
Anwar Joseph's there with an aspiring young man also about to make it into the ranks. Nice to see the coach bring the kids on there. It's like one of those moments that you see the pros.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something out of that game, and perhaps one or two other games. I saw Adil Davids there in the midfield for Strand Pioneers. Now, Adil has played in Wales, played for Helderberg, played for Primrose, coached at Primrose. He's there now. But you could see the direction that he was giving to the team. I've read in the newspaper about Hamilton's game, the chips that Morgan Newman gave, Justin Jinka came on quickly, they changed the game. Is it good to have those players with the experience in your team?
Well, clearly what has happened there is that Strand Pioneers have done something to bring them back from Primrose. Primrose, who I didn't know was paying so much money to have players at their club. Now the players, for some other reason, have decided, because they live in the Strand area, and last year they were playing for Primrose, and I had to ask the question at the time, well, how did you get them back here? And why did they go? So it's good to see that they are coming back.
Yeah, no, it's good, but I just think, I see at Tigerberg, JB van Steer, at Bellville, Stoffels. They are experienced players, and a lot of the games seem to, center around them.
I think, my opinion, sorry to interrupt you there, my personal opinion is I think it's great to have those players, but not if you're not bringing in young talent that, you're bringing them out there just to stay alive.
No, you must have young talent. They must actually guide and, like Norman is doing now.
You agree, Jerome?
No, I definitely agree.
With who? With me or Mr. H?
With you and Mr. H.
Okay.
He wouldn't go against any of us.
Yeah, he won't go against us. But why do you agree? What do you agree on?
No. It's good to have experience, guys, but the club must have a plan. Like they must know this guy next year. And if you think that you play a game that's not that important, play the youngster.
Yeah.
And you need that experience of the other guy that can guide him. But you need to actually have a plan for the next year because these guys can't keep on playing forever.
I think at the moment JB van Steer's plan is maybe like a pension plan.
Yeah, that's exactly.
JB is a great player. I mean, he's the kind of guy that keeps a Tigerberg alive. Yeah. But he's been there a long time.
Sometimes you must just be careful because you get disability, then pension.
But I go back to. We've had JB on the show now so many times, and he's such a legend. I think the other strong point that we're forgetting is that when you have a guy like JB, not only does he contribute to the team as a good player, but because of his stature in the community, he also attracts a lot of people to come and watch the game.
Yeah, and I think like a guy like that it's important for him to also again get a youngster through and maybe slowly start to get involved in coaching and still stay involved because the community, the players, everybody are looking up to them. They mustn't just leave the game, but there's another role for them after. So there's actually life after rugby also for them.
We managed to catch up with the referee from the match of Strand Pioneers and Perseverance, Henry Hemdenberg. Henry, 'n lekker dag van rugby vandag hier in die Strand.
Ja, dit was regtig lekker. Die spanne toe hulle regtig begin speel. Toe is dit lekker. Toe vloei die game, dissipline toe teruggekom en dit was toe lekker om te blaas, ja.
Dit lyk my die skare het 'n bietjie uitgekom in die game te vandag te kyk.
Ja, dit is lekker as daar so baie mense is wat die spanne support en die skare se dissipline was net so goed vandag. Ek was heel beïndruk.
Dit lyk my jy het jouself bietjie geniet.
Ek's moeg, maar dit is altyd lekker om twee spanne te hê wat wil rugby speel, ja.
En ons natuurlik ons beveel aan vir die laities daar buite om begin dit bietjie skeieregters te wees.
Weet jy wat, skeieregter na as jy op die veld is een van die lekkerste dinge. Jy is net so betrokke soos enige ander speler. Daar's 'n groot toekoms vir jong ouetjies en hulle moet join. Dit sal net goed wees.
Henry, as ons jou glimlag so vandag sien, dan ek seker ons gaan baie klein skeieregters een van die dae sien.
Ja, ek hoop 'n glimlag kan dit doen vir die ouens. Baie dankie.
Dankie.
Thank you.
Really, the amount of effort that the referees make on their spare time to quite often just get abuse from some clubs that actually need to just build a little bit on their manners and their culture. Start contributing. Get them referees out of your club. Get them out of your youngsters. If you can't play rugby anymore, go be a ref, go be a coach. We need you. That's quite important. Anyway, so those are the referees there. Henry Heravane contributing nicely there to Strand Pioneers and Perseverance. Of course, we had a man of the match. The Tata man of the match, once again courtesy of Tata Oostenburg and Tata Paul. Kasim Smith was the star of the day. Let's catch up with him. Right mense, ek is nou hierso met die man of the match, die Tata man of the match, natuurlik Tata Oostenburg en Tata Parel van Ivan Lindner en die boys daar in daai nek van die wêreld het natuurlik weer eens R1000 vir 'n klub rugby speler. Kasim Smith, jy is seker in jou noppies.
Ja, baie dankie. Ek moet sê baie dankie vir die forwards wat vir ons die verantwoordbal gegee het. Dat ons backs lekker kan dans buitekant.
Is dit jou game plan? Jy wag vir die bal en dan skiet jy bene buite.
Ek probeer maar my beste, ja.
Nou geniet jy dit hier so by Strand Pioneers?
Ja, baie. Ek moet sê ook 'n fantastiese coach, supporting staff en alles. So alles is reg vir ons.
Ons praat so van die supporting staff en 'n man wat hier so baie gedoen het by Strand Pioneers is natuurlik die chairman van Strand Pioneers, Tariq van der Ros, en hy het vir jou daai R1000. There we go. Congratulations on Tariq. There we go. The crowd here certainly appreciating this fantastic. Tariq, you've done a tremendous job in the last couple of days alone. Not to mention, of course, the years leading up here. But you asked me 2 weeks ago to come to the game, and the very next day I saw that already the posters were out, and you had the sponsors on the board here. We see the Sports Foundation, the Bart Motors and Spa and Rematch Sport Summit. I mean, you really turned it on. It's fantastic to have such a club doing so great in a community that clearly hasn't got maybe the kind of privileges of other clubs.
Yeah, we've put a great squad together, coaching staff, my support staff. And you know, I don't want to take credit by myself. We're working together, we're working hard. It's a 7 days a week job, keeping a club running. And without these guys, it won't be possible.
For the clubs out there that are still trying to learn how to be a community club and bring people together, what advice would you give them?
Sure, as I said, 7 days a week. You know, work for the guys. We need to keep the guys on the field. There's an old saying, keep the boys off the street. I've got a different saying, keep them on the playing field. So that's what it's about.
It's about getting on the playing field and playing with your teammates and playing for the coach and playing for your families.
That's it, and keeping them on here, keeping them happy. And thanks to you guys as well. I mean, this boosted our club for today and going forward.
Well, I think that after this, you might have a few people knocking on your door to come and sign up for next year.
I hope so.
Of course, there's still time to register. You can get your player registration. But you've got a young man here, Kasim Smith, who's got some serious gas on the outside. He walks away with R1,000 today, courtesy of course, of Tata Oostenburg and Paul. Any words any special words for him?
Yeah, Kasim's doing well. He just stays across the road. You know, there's 4 other clubs he could play for. He chose us, he stuck by us, and we're happy for that.
There you go, Kasim. Congratulations once again. You are today's Tata man of the match. You walk away with R1,000. And Tariq, of course, thank you very much to him. And yeah, nice that you've stuck to the club and we hear about you guys and player loyalty. So wel gedaan, chom.
Okay, dankie.
There you go. Congratulations, Kasim Smith, the man with the gas out at Strand Pioneers. Well done, Kasim. You win for yourself R1,000. The Tata man of the match, courtesy of Ivan Lindner from Tata Oostenburg and Tata Paul. Remember, you can't put that big check in the order bank now, right? You've got to wait for the deposit. Anyway, so congratulations. And Tariq van der Ros, fantastic job having brought the crowd out there and brought some sponsors along. And that's what happens when you have TV. Mr. H, you were saying something earlier on about exposure for clubs and TV?
No, I was saying that, you know, if we here for 4 weeks, club rugby only now,
yeah.
for 5 weeks. We mention your name when we read the results, we mention your name when we do the fixtures, and you can see it. So for this month, you must have been seen and heard on TV about 16 odd times.
And speaking about seen or heard, before we forget about this, folks, don't forget now you can catch the Club Rugby feature on Good Hope FM as well. Of course, you know Good Hope FM, the radio station, and that is on Mondays at 12:40, and then again on Saturdays at 8:40. So on Mondays at 12:40 with Dale and Oliver and Stan Mars talking about the results from the weekend, and on a Saturday at 8:40 you can join either myself or Morgan Newman on Good Hope FM talking about what's coming up on a Saturday. So more exposure for Club Rugby. And I just cannot wait for one more club to tell me that Club Rugby is dying, because the statistics prove that Club Rugby in the Western Province is absolutely shining. It's time for us to take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the logs. Time to take a look at the logs in Western Province Club Rugby. How are we doing? Who's on the top and who's on the bottom? And there we see now in Super League A, it's UCT firmly on the top with 19 points, followed by Durban. Of course, Durban still have a game in hand, so they're hot on the tail of UCT. Marty's in third place, Hamilton's in fourth, Vic's in fifth, SK Warmers, Belhar, Helderberg, Tygerberg and Belleville are really struggling there. They've played 3 and they've won 0. And of course then in Super League B, it's Primrose on the top, UWC and False Bay. Look out for that match this weekend. It's UWC take on Hands and Hearts, who are currently in 6th spot. At the bottom, it's Villages 3-0 and Goodwood 3-0. Hamlets also 3-0. Brackenfell 3-0. In Super League, at least in Premier League A, we see Solarians on the top with Kraaifontein in 2nd place, while in Premier League B, we see Milnerton, Young Peoples in 1st and 2nd place with 18 and 14 points, and Manenberg Rangers and Silvertree at the bottom. And then in Division 1, it's Violets and Busy Bees on the top, with Hamadias and Rocklands making up the bottom. And Masi Pumulele is on the top in Division 2, Caledonian Roses in 2nd place. And in 3rd Division, we see Strand Pioneers and Imikawi making up 1st and 2nd place. Imikawi, of course, waiting there for their Strand Pioneers foes. In Division 4, we see Kailicha in 1st place with Bishop Lavis in 2nd, and Cities in Delft. Right down at the bottom, of course, Delft still have a game in hand. While in the Paarl region, it's Vineyards dominating the Paarl log with Lower Paarl in 2nd place. And right down at the bottom, Windmill United and Peril United. Those are your logs. Of course, a lot of excitement there, and things are now starting to get to the point where the teams are starting to see who's going up and who's going down. But some interesting statistics coming out from the logs there, Mr. Stage.
Yes, there are about 20 clubs that after 4 weeks, the first team hasn't won a game. Should you be concerned now?
20 clubs that their first team have had no wins.
Yeah, in Super League A, Tygerberg Vowel, Super League B, there's 4 of them. Premier League, each division has got 1 or 2 teams that hasn't won a game yet in the first division.
Yeah.
So, would it be concern for that club to say, if we haven't won a game yet, what must we do?
I'd be concerned. Jerome, would you be concerned?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at the end, if you don't get your points, you low down. That's why they low down on the locks. And some clubs can consider them unlucky, last second, not to win games and things like that. But then the clubs that's really, really bad, if you look at points difference and also points for, then they're in trouble. They're going to struggle.
Yeah, there we go. If you haven't pulled your rabbit out of the hat just yet, you better start doing that, considering that 20 clubs have still not had a win this season out of all of those logs. It's pretty interesting, some of these statistics, Mr. H.
Yeah, and especially look at Super League B, where Brackenfell, Hamlets, Villages and Goodwood, all 4 of them, they haven't recorded a victory.
Yeah.
And it's strange to see that at this stage, 4 clubs. So when it comes to at the end reversion and those things, it's going to be a tough call.
Hulle gaan 'n bietjie sukkel. Time now to look at the fixtures coming up this weekend in Western Province Club Rugby ranks. Let's take a look there at Super League A. It's Vix up against Tygerberg. Durban will take on Hamilton's. SK Warmers and Helderberg. UCT and Marty's. While in Super League B, it's Hamlets, Primrose, Hands and Hearts, UWC, Brackenfell, False Bay, Goodwood Villages, Kales River and NNK. So we're going to have a situation there of some big derby matches coming up this weekend. Most notably, obviously, has to be UCT and Marty's. It is a derby match for them. And UCT will be looking to prove that maybe the wheels haven't come off that much. Morgs.
Yeah, James, look, I mean, UCT at home is always going to be a tough side to take on. And I think they'll have their tails in the air if you consider that they've now come off three wins on the trot. And they ran Durban close on a Wednesday night game last week. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting battle, and I think Stellenbosch better come prepared, otherwise they might be in for a surprise.
Jerome, SK Women's are taking on Helderberg. SK has got home ground advantage this week. If SK don't come away with a win against Helderberg, who seem to be struggling a little bit, they've got reason to worry.
Yeah, they also, I mean, coming off the expect more of them coming off the Community Cup.
Yeah.
So they were supposed to be up there. And yeah, but I think in Helderberg is not going to make it easy for them because they also need points. So it's going to be close this weekend.
Mr. H, and then of course in Super League B, Primrose are taking on Hamlets. Now Hamlets have taken quite a couple of points already in the season. This should be, not to speak badly about Hamlets, but it should be a good game for Primrose.
Yeah, no, they should call it a walk in the park. You know.
You reckon?
Yeah.
But you don't want to count your
No,
check.
you never do that because you know the game is never finished
Yeah.
until the referee blows that final whistle.
Jerome, it's this weekend. It's UWC. They take on Hands and Hearts. Hands and Hearts are at home this weekend. UWC, as we mentioned earlier on, they'll be looking to continue dominating.
Yeah, look, they're also on a winning streak, so I don't think they want to give up now. And I think they also target certain games at the moment which they want to win. It's going to be tough. I mean, you don't go to Hands and Hearts and just win. And hopefully they can get a dry game, because then it will be good rugby, because that field isn't good when it rains.
A dry game. Let me tell you something, at Hands and Heart, it's not going to be a dry game at all. All right? Daar's niks droog by Hands and Heart. All right? Al die stands is nat. Okay, dis nie vishoek nie, né? Dis nie vishoek they call it a dry city. Of course, the other big match over the weekend will be Brackenfell against False Bay. And Brackenfell is one of those clubs. They're 3-0 at the moment. If this was boxing, it would be 3 fights, North wins. Morgs, you guys played against False Bay Hamiltons in a warm-up match. They're strong. They beat you on the day. Brackenfell have got to be worried this weekend.
Yeah, look, like Mr. H says, Brackenfell is one of the sides that haven't got a result yet, and I think they're going to be pushed, and soon you lose 3 or 4 on the road, and all of a sudden you start the pressure starts building, and then it becomes harder and harder to win. So you don't want to get that losing bogey on your back. So I think they better try and fix it before it catches them.
Best of luck then to Brackenfell. They're going to have their work cut out for them against False Bay. Let's look now at the fixtures in Premier League A and B. And of course, it's Scottsdene up against Collegians. Elsie's take on Solarians. Hull take on Kraaifontein. In Premier League B, it's Franschhoek and Manenberg Rangers. Silvertree, Lunga, Milnerton, Young People, Strand, Van der Stel, Strand United against Eerste Rivier. And in Division 1, it's Busy Bees and Atlantis. Hamadias take on Laguna. Silverleaf, Stellenbosch Coronations, Rocklands Northerns, Wraithby take on Violets. Division 2, it's Masipumalele against Blue Jets. That's going to be a derby match at Noordhoek. And Young Wesley's take on Young Stars. All Saints up against Caledonian Roses. Kalmore Gardens take Blue Stars and Watsonia. Division 3 sees Richmond Rangers against Young Ideas, Retreat and Peninsula, Perseverance and Clutiesville. Imikawi take on Strand Pioneers. That's the game that we're talking about over the weekend, and those will be looking to see who will come out with a dominating match there. Temperance take on Whistling Wheels, Police and Titans, Bishop, Lavers and Khayelitsha, Thistle and Young Brothers, Delft and Progress. And in Paarl region, it's Albions and Windmill, Allendale and Simondium. Young Standards take on Vineyards, Paarl Rangers take on Riverstones, Lower Paarl Young Gardens, Violets Paarl take on Peril United. Those are your Paarl region fixtures. There will be a golf day, of course, happening soon at Young Gardens, and that golf day will very much be in aid of Tinus Lanier, an absolute legend within the Western Province rugby ranks, and he has sadly been struck by motor neuron disease, and many of you would, of course, have heard of this disease, which has become such a big place in the media, thanks to US van der Westhuizen, which is sadly suffering with the same disease. So Young Gardens and their golf day happening out in the Paarl region. Please support the golf day. There will be funds raised to support Tinus Lanier. Jerome, you've known Tinus for a long time. I think you played with him. You probably coached with him. Very sad.
Yeah, it is very sad, JP. His wife phoned me about 3 weeks ago to tell me about the news. First they thought it was a back because he struggled to walk, and then he struggled to talk. So it is very bad. But I've spoken to him this morning, and he's still like very confident, and still you need to be. It's good for him. And I think it's a good idea that everybody is trying to support him now and things, JP. But with this sickness, it can, you know, you can sort of end your life now, or it can take 5 or 6 years or 10 years. It
And it's
just
such
depends. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's good with all the support, but I just hope that the people don't just support now. It's a long-term, can be a long-term type of thing also. So he's going to need all the support that he can get.
Yeah, so yeah, folks, totally, even more reason why you absolutely have to support Young Gardens at this time. Their golf day, as you can see on the screen now, is next week, Friday. That's on the 10th of May at Boschermeer in Paarl. On Friday the 10th, Young Gardens, they decided to donate a portion of the profit of the golf day to Tennis Lanier, and as we said, he's suffering from motor neuron disease, and hopefully that will help him cover some of his expenses. It's very easy, just buy a 4-ball, or you can donate some prizes. I will be at the game myself, where we're going to auction things off. Entry fee is just 400 Rand per player, or 1,600 Rand per 4-ball. So that's what you need to do. Get out there, come and support Young Gardens, and make sure that you bring your checkbook with, because if I'm the auctioneer, you're going to need it. And of course, you can remember, you can go back home and you can boast to everybody that you've managed to win some of those fantastic prizes. I know that they have had some serious chili sauce up for grabs in the past that went on auction. So Young Gardens, next week Friday at the golf day. Come and join us there. The Cape Rugby TV show will be out there with a camera, and of course Morgan will be out there with a wedge.
Yeah, that's right, JP. I will be out there with my bag on my back and hitting straight down the middle of the fairway, James.
How's the golf going nowadays, Morgs?
I'm a little bit busy, so I haven't been playing much golf and with rugby and Cape Rugby and all the works. I've been quite busy, but yeah, I'm still heading to the driving range in the evenings, trying to keep the swing straight and down the fairways.
You lie. You lie. I mean,
we'll see next week Friday, James.
They don't call you Happy Morgan for nothing, as opposed to Happy Gilmore.
Just a quick request. Is the Cape Rugby panel making a 4-ball, or is Mr. H and Jerome going to bring their golf clubs, or what's the story?
I don't know, Mr. H. Are you going to bring your kariki?
Yeah, we can go with the kariki. Yeah, why not?
Jerome, who's your golf, Jerome?
I haven't played since last year, JP, but I must say, you on a golf course look professional.
Yeah.
Listen, just to add on to that, JP looks the part, but when he never follow the ball after the swing, and then
I just say
he
looks professional.
It might be a good experience, you know. Professionals and
amateurs. So what, me and Morgan up against the two of you?
No, I mean,
listen, Mr. H, let me tell you something now. That handicap of yours isn't really a real handicap.
Why do golfers always, when you ask them how's your golf, they always say, I haven't been playing lately. But then they've been on the course 4 days in the week.
Absolutely, yeah. No. Listen, by the way, the Vodacom Cup team had a fantastic game against Bloemfontein against Free State in Bloemfontein over the weekend. John Dobson and his side doing a fantastic job there. Congratulations to the Vodacom Cup side. They managed to beat the Free State side 41 points to 37, so really exceptionally well done there. It is time now for us to go to the Leisure Hotels competition. Remember, folks, you can win yourself a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast, courtesy of Leisure Hotels. All you need to do is SMS the word leisure to 33280, and you can put yourself in the mix to win a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast. Last week's winner was, of course, Colsom Bay. Congratulations, Colsom. You win for yourself a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast, courtesy of Leisure Hotels. And that's all you need to do is SMS the word leisure to 33280. And every fortnight we draw a winner to go and enjoy that night's stay there. And of course, you know, it's so fantastic to support those that support Cape Rugby TV, because they're actually the ones that support you. When we come back, we'll give you an opportunity to win for yourself that Chat Zone, the old Western Province Club Rugby Chat Zone t-shirt. We'll take an ad break. We'll be back with you in a sec.
Hi, I'm Kobani Bobo, and you're watching Cape Rugby TV.
Right, so as promised, we have for you the memorabilia item, and this week we're choosing 3 winners that SMS their name into on the SMS line to the word rugby, and all you had to do was SMS the word rugby and your name, and you could put yourself in the win to mix this members-only t-shirt. And there you see it. It's the Western Province Club Rugby Chat Zone t-shirt. Congratulations to Colin Norkier, Joyce Baus, and Gavin Henderson. You're in the mix for this memorabilia item. Just SMS the word rugby to 33280, and your name. And another 3 winners could put themselves in the mix to win this memorabilia item. I think it's pretty cool. Members only. You can wear that around the field at the game. All right, so that is a great opportunity. And then, of course, now it is time for you to put yourself in the mix to win the Evox hamper. Remember, Evox Advanced Nutrition is the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. Right, all you need to do is tell us who is the official sports nutrition supplier. Just SMS that name to 33280, and you can win yourself a Synergy Whey protein. This is one of South Africa's leading proteins. We'll keep you in the mix. And together with that, we will throw in for you one of these Evox Shaker 600s, which we've demoed before. What a fantastic shaker. You put your powder in here, you can put more powder at the bottom, and you can put more powder in the little container, you can put your, anyway, it's just powder everywhere. And then, of course, you can use this to have basically 3 meals on the road, including your vitamins and minerals in there. And remember, for the kids out there, always eat healthy at home first before you use any supplementation. Let's take a look at last week's winner, and congratulations to Monolito Shaker. Monolito Shaker wins a Synergy and a Shaker. Congratulations, Monolito. You are the Shaker winner and the Synergy winner. This one over here, the Shaker and the Synergy. So, Monolito Shaker. Are you sure that that's your surname, Monolito? You didn't say, I want the Shaker just because. All right. Congratulations, Monolito. You win it. Remember, you can SMS the word Evox to 33280 and tell us what is the favorite product of the Stormers. Let's take a look now at the fixtures coming up in the Super 15, or at least the results first. The results there, and there you see it's the Crusaders beating the Rebels 30 points to 26. Congratulations to the Crusaders. The Cheetahs beat the Kings 26-12. The Bulls, well, it was a win for them over the Waratahs 30-19. The Force 41-7 over the Brumbies. What a win it was for them. And the Sharks losing to the Chiefs 37 points to 29. The Reds, a loss for them against the Blues, 11 points to 12. The Hurricanes 18-16 over the Hurricanes there. Yeah, that was an unpredicted one. Hurricanes, well, who would have said that that was going to win? Gentlemen, did any of you actually say that was your prediction?
James, I can proudly say that I did get 100% right for the weekend on Super Brew. So I definitely predicted the correct one there, James.
You corrected all of those?
All of those very much spot on.
So you've had 100% success rate.
That's very much spot on,
I suppose
James.
that means I'm going to have to find a cap, but we'll see who the celebrity cap holder is.
Yeah, we will.
The celebrity panel.
We'll get there. Can't wait for it.
Let's look at the fixtures now in Super 15. There you see it on the screen right now. It is the Blues and the Stormers. That's going to be a big one for the Stormers and Albany. The Stormers taking on the Blues. The Rebels take on the Chiefs. The Highlanders take on the Sharks. It's the Force and the Reds. The Kings take on the Waratahs, the Bulls and the Hurricanes, and the Brumbies take on the Crusaders. So in Super Brew, we'll take a look there at the players and the posers. Let's see who did the best in Super Brew this weekend. Will I Am, what a fantastic name, is this week's Player of the Week. And the poser, Donnie, who dropped the most. Donnie, not too well done. And now let's take a look at the celebrity pool ranking and who did the best in the celebrity pool. Only by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Congratulations, Morgan Newman. You did the best there. And yes, all right, so you get to take the yellow cap, Morgs.
Yeah,
there you go.
Thanks,
you
James.
are this week's yellow cap holder. I'll throw that at you.
My favorite time of the show.
Put that on the head there. Gentlemen, before we go to our Super Brew predictions, Jerome, was a great win for the Stormers.
Yeah, great win, JP. I think the Abana actually secured that win with their charge down, because I said when they charged it down, they're going to need their 2 points, the Hurricanes. So, yeah, it was a great win. And, I mean, they need to win the games on tour, so they're on track so far.
I mean, that you don't see that often. You don't often see, I mean, it just goes to show how fast he is.
Yeah, really. And, I mean, not fast only, but, I mean, he had to jump also up to get that ball.
Yeah.
So, and he was spot on. I mean, he didn't charge before the time. It was really, that was pure speed and agility to get up there and get that ball out of the air.
Now, I went on the Blues for a win last week, and you know, they used to be the dominating force. The wheels will come off a little bit, but I did think that they were going to come back, and they didn't have a bad game. It's not going to be an easy match for the Stormers in Albany this weekend.
No, definitely not, JP. I must say, I also went for, I think that's the only thing that I've got wrong, Mr. H, this weekend. So although you say I'm last, I think that was the only thing.
But you are last in the pool.
Yeah, but I think Jerome, you're last because you don't put your results in half the time.
No, I did this week.
Did you?
Last week I expect you to put it in while I was in Kenya.
Yeah. Of course, Kenya don't have any...
Oh, that's good that you didn't do it, so then I wouldn't be last.
But yeah, JP, I think it's going to be a tough one. I a tough one, but they can, on the day, see with all the guys coming back now, they can put a good side together.
Yeah, let's take a look now at the Super Brew predictions, folks. Morgan Newman, it's the Blues and the Stormers.
James, I'm going to go Stormers by 3.
Jerome.
Stormers by 6.
Stormers 12.
Stormers 12, I like that prediction. I'm going to go with the Stormers by 15. They've got Eben Etzebeth back in the mix, and Sia Kolisi is back in the mix. So, yeah, what did I say? Stormers by 15? Yeah, all right. The Rebels take on the Chiefs, Morgs.
Chiefs by 15.
Jerome?
Chiefs by 8.
Chiefs 4.
Chiefs by 4. I'm going to go with the Chiefs by... the Rebels keep surprising me. I really wish Gareth Dell was back in the park. There's a player that I rate highly. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs here by 17. The Highlanders take on the Sharks in Dunedin, Morgs.
I think the Sharks will bounce back. I'm going to go Sharks by 10, James.
Jerome?
I'm going to do what Morgan normally do. I will say the Highlanders by 2.
Force mistake.
Sharks 5.
I'm going to go with the Sharks by 4. The Force take on the Reds, Morgs.
Reds 15.
Jerome?
Reds 12.
Reds 8.
Reds 8. Right, I'm going to go with the Reds by 7. Let's take a look at some of the other predictions there, or at least fixtures. Back to our slide quickly, and we'll see who's up against who. Of course, it is the Kings and the Waratahs, the Bulls and the Hurricanes, the Brumbies and the Crusaders. Morgs, the Kings and the Waratahs.
James, I'm going to go for a draw.
You're going to go for draw, Jerome?
Kings by 5.
Mistake?
Waratahs 7.
Waratahs by 7. I'm going to go for Waratahs by 15. Let's see those fixtures one more time. At the bottom there, you'll see it's the Bulls and the Hurricanes. Morgs?
Bulls resounding victory. I'm going to go Bulls by 18.
Bulls by 18.
Bulls by 9.
Bulls 9.
Bulls 9 against the Hurricanes. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the Bulls by 5. Let's take a look at the fixtures one more time. And our final fixture there of the weekend is the Brumbies up against the Crusaders. Morgs?
Yes, I never go against the Crusaders, but I'm going to go Brumbies by 3.
Jerome?
Brumbies by 2.
Brumbies 3.
Brumbies by 3. I think that I'm going to go with the. I'm going to stick with the Crusaders. I'm going to go with the Crusaders by 5. That is a wrap of our Club Rugby feature, Cape Rugby TV feature this weekend, folks. The Hands and Hearts take on UWC, Hands and Hearts at home. This is where you want to be this weekend. Come and join us. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com. The hashtag on Twitter is #WP Club Rugby. Make sure that you join us. More best of luck for the weekend.
Thanks, James.
Jerome, we'll see you by Hands and Hearts.
Definitely, JP.
Is jy seker?
Seker.
Ek weet jy is laat keer daar vasgehak.
Dis naby Kryfontein.
Naby Kryfontein. Mr H.
Ja, nee, is recht so.
Reg so.
Ons gaan maar daar waar die manne gaan en kyk maar hoe dinge lyk.
Ek dink dit gaan goed wees. Hands and Hearts at home against UWC. We'll see you this weekend. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.